Welcome to All the Leads Cold Call Training, a special series recorded once a month for the Probate Mastermind podcast. These episodes feature agents, investors, and wholesalers from across the country role-playing their real estate cold calling scripts with coaches Jim Sullivan and Bruce Hill. The role-play portions of the call are completely unedited, so listeners can experience how these calls would sound if they were real conversations. Be sure to join our Facebook group, All the Leads Mastermind, to find role-play partners and more. For previous episodes, visit alltheleads.com/podcast.
Welcome, extraordinary agents and investors from across the country. Today is Wednesday, February 3rd, 2021, and this is role play call number 63. We have our extraordinary coach to go along with our extraordinary agents and investors on the line. And so this is Challenge Bruce Day. Bring your hardest objections to the call, and he and I will be here to see if we can answer them. So let's go ahead and get started. First up this week is phone number ending in 0544. You're up first.
Hi, this is Jim Savoca. Can you hear me?
Hey, Jim, loud and clear, sir.
Great. Yeah, I'd like Bruce to be the executor. I'd like to try my presentation out on him.
Awesome. You're a brave man.
Jim yes. is actually cheating because we just ran through this a second ago, so he hasn't forgotten.
So it's fresh in my mind, Bruce, and I hope I impress you.
Make sure you hit him with something off the wall that he's not expecting. We'll test him.
I'll be relatively nice. Let's
be relatively like an executor. I want this. Take the gloves off.
The key word is relative.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Yep. Hi, Bruce. This is Jim. Do you happen to recognize my name from the letter I sent you last week?
I don't know, Jim. What was it about?
Bruce, I own the Executor's Helper. I provide various services to make life easier for executors, so I just wanted to let you know that we're out there doing things to make the probate process a lot less stressful for families. And honestly, Bruce, I don't even know if what we do for other executors would benefit you, but if you'll give me just a minute to tell you how I make life easier for others, then you can just tell me if we should talk more or if you have everything taken care of, okay?
Okay, I just have a minute, but go ahead.
Okay. Bruce, is it more likely that the house is going to stay in the family or eventually be sold?
We haven't decided yet. I don't know. I got a lot going on. We hadn't even talked about it.
Okay. We have solutions for family members that want to buy the homes. We are able to pre-approve them for financing and actually estimate the value of the house too. So family member buying the house is something we can definitely help you with. We can determine the value of the house, and we can also approve the family member for financing, okay? Now let's talk a little bit more about what's more commonly done, Bruce, and that's selling the house. Although everybody's needs vary a bit, in general, a very commonly used service of ours is simply clearing out the house. We sell some items for you and donate others, saving you a lot of time. We also have cleaning crews to inexpensively clean the house after it's cleared out. Minor repairs can be taken care of for you as well. And we even do these very low-cost alarm systems if the house is vacant. So in general, those are some of the items that we help families with. However, Bruce, there's one particular free service of ours that most executors take full advantage of and benefit from tremendously. May I tell you what that is, too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bruce, it's tremendous. It's called the Executor's Tip Sheet. The Executor's Tip Sheet. It's a huge help with everything needing to be done that's not part of your attorney's job. I'm talking about the things that need to be done that fall on your shoulders. In fact, most executors use every tip on this tip sheet because it saves them so much time and money. But the most beneficial and popular feature of this free service, the Executor's Tip Sheet, is this. It makes it so simple to decide if you should sell the house as is or if you are better off making some very minor, inexpensive changes to get a lot more money for it. And Bruce, here's the best part and why so many executors take advantage of this particular tip sheet. It includes an estimate of the house value in its present condition. It includes an estimate of the recommended changes or repairs, and how much the house should sell for after those changes are made. Bruce, a lot of executors feel getting this important and free information without having to commit to anything makes a lot of sense. Does it make sense to you?
Jim, I'm kind of running tight on time, and I don't know. If we talk about it and decide that we're going to sell, we'll call you back and take you up on that.
Do you need a call back in a couple of months?
Yeah, that'd be good. That we'll be further along by then. Yeah, that's fine.
I understand, and I'd be glad to share some great ideas with you when we talk again. But in the meanwhile, would it be helpful for you to know what the house is worth now, how much it would cost to clean it up, how much it would cost to improve it to get tens of thousands more? Wouldn't it make sense to have these ideas already in mind? Wouldn't it make it easier over the next 2 or 3 months to decide what you're going to do if you already have the free information?
I just don't know. I think maybe. Could you send it in the mail to me?
The mail isn't going to help you, Bruce. Everybody's situation is different. No two houses that we help people with have the same needs. Your house is going to be unique. I'd like to prepare for you some ideas that I know you'll wind up using. These are ideas that other executors have proven that save them time, it saves them money, and it brings their estate to a successful conclusion, satisfying all of the heirs, Bruce. Bruce, this is something, unfortunately, that's been put on top of you, and I know you're not thrilled about having to be an executor. I've been one. I've gone through it myself, but all of us had one thing in common. We wanted to get the job done inexpensively and quickly. Don't you want to get this off your shoulders?
I don't even know what we're taking off. I guess so. I don't even know what we're taking off of our shoulders, and I'm really running tight on time. So yeah, I guess we're not ready to sell the house yet. If you can help me save some time and it doesn't cost anything, then sure.
I'd be pleased to do that for you, Bruce. I'd be happy to help you, give you a lot of tips, and you can take this information and consider it and speak to the rest of your family members about it. I generally do these free consultations during the week with some limited time on the weekends. Are weekends better for you, or do you prefer during the week?
No, I have off on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Okay. Are you an early bird? Do you get up early, or is an afternoon appointment on Wednesday better for you?
I'd say afternoon's better.
Okay. 3 o'clock good for you, Bruce?
Sure.
Okay. I've got your address. I know that's right off of Main Street. I'll be there at 3 o'clock sharp, and I think you'll be very happy that we wound up meeting. You're going to find a lot of benefit in this free information. Thank you, and I'll see you on Wednesday.
All right. Thank you.
Boy, you did take off the gloves.
Not quite. Did I take the gloves off, Jim? No, they were. I was pretty tough on you. Yeah.
That's real life.
Yeah, you were just noticeably unenthusiastic, Bruce. No matter how enthusiastic Jim was, you just didn't want to go there with him. So you made him keep coming back and coming back. Great job. You want to give a critique first, Bruce, or you want me to?
Why don't you go? You go first.
Jim, I love your name, man.
Okay.
I love and I know this is something that Bruce teaches. I just love I don't even know if any of these services could help you. It's very disarming. You're giving them permission to say no, which is a great way to start the conversation. It really takes the pressure off. Let me ask you, Jim, do you have Probate Plus, or did you just you assumed that there was a house, but you didn't ask him if there's any real estate? And do you have Probate Plus? Did you know that there was a property going in?
No. You know what it is? I asked him if he was going to sell the house or keep it in the family.
Yeah, so I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. You just assumed there was a house. If there wasn't, he's going to tell you so. But I like that. You did a great job of asking questions and alternative closes, and it didn't sound scripted. It sounded very natural. You just kept giving them two options, two more options.
Yeah.
One thing I wrote down there that I thought was a mistake, but I think it was probably intentional. When he was blowing you off, you said, "Can I call you back in a couple months?" And I wrote down, why a couple months? But I think that was just like, take my name and number. I think you just used that as a way to disarm him, and then you just kept on selling. So the way you used that was great. A couple months was was more disarming than a few days or a couple weeks. So, great job, man. I can tell that you've practiced this. You've actually been prospecting, or has it all been practice so far?
It's all been practice so far, but I have extensive sales experience.
Yeah.
And so a lot of experience in selling.
Yeah, it came through. You sounded very sincere. Great job.
Yep.
Thank you,
Bruce.
So I would say number one is it's probably a little bit better in the north. You're currently in New York, right, Jim?
Yes.
Yeah. So probably a little bit better in the north. I like to refer to the attitude or the temperament that I have on the phone as though I'm changing hats. And the hat that I like to wear when I'm making probate calls, instead of being sales guy, I like to wear the neighbor drinking a beer on his front porch hat. And of course, I don't tell them that I'm drinking a beer on my front porch. It's not always false, but that's the temperament that I try to come to it with. So depending on the reception that you receive when you're making these calls, you might want to try to alter your temperament just a little bit from being I almost felt like there was a lot of commercial in there, like a television commercial or a radio commercial. Alter your temperament to being a little bit more sitting on the front porch drinking a beer. I'm just a guy. But I want you to try what you're doing before you just immediately go and change everything that I'm telling you about. Because in my area and in a lot of the areas, a lot of people need to go a little bit less salesy. You were very disarming. You made sure that I felt when I pushed back too hard, you made sure that I felt like you were understanding me and you weren't combating me or coming back at me. One of the things, and I don't know how I feel about this, you were doing a ton of trial closing, a lot of soft closing. Wouldn't it be beneficial for this? Wouldn't it be beneficial for that? I almost felt like you laid that on just a little bit thick, the wouldn't it be close. I love using that, and I can tell how natural you are at plugging it in. And I wasn't counting, but I bet you probably put that in 10 times through the conversation. I might try to dial it back so that it's less obvious that you're getting an agreement closed. And maybe it's just me. Maybe it's because I know the sales technique that I recognized it as much. And I'll ask Jim in a second what he thinks. And then last is you asked for about 60 seconds of time. If you're going to ask for 60 seconds, try to hold back on what you're presenting a little bit. You don't need to be at exactly 60 seconds or a minute, but try to hold back. You ran a little bit long, and if I was a grumpy New Yorker that said, "Hey, I'm busy and I've got a minute," you'd probably lose me at 2.
Okay. Yeah, I thought I had cleared that up when I asked if I could tell them about the other thing too, but I'll clean that up.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I'll clean that. Now, listen, I don't have a tip sheet, but
if you're going to use that presentation, you better. Yeah, I think it'd be pretty important.
I think it's helpful to the presentation as well.
I think it's tip sheet or a checklist or something that you can get in front of them is going to be beneficial.
Good.
So yes, do something like that.
Because that's what I was kind of selling, this valuable tip sheet, you know. All right. We have a lot of other people in the queue.
No, we're real good. I was going to follow up on Bruce's question. I get what Bruce is saying. It didn't strike me overwhelming, the wouldn't it be. You did use a lot of trial closes, but maybe you probably did say wouldn't it be about 10 times. Maybe just rephrase that a little bit. How does that sound? There's no harm in that, right? I mean, just rephrase that same question. You could probably do as many closes if you didn't use the exact same verbiage that many times.
Yeah.
Duly noted.
Thanks. All right,
yes,
great
absolutely.
job. You're a brave man, sir. Thank you. Thanks for stepping up.
Thank you.
All right, take care. All right, good first job. You got a big shoes to fill there. Next up is phone number ending in 7368. You're up next.
Hi, this is Christina. Good afternoon.
Hey, Christina.
Hey.
What can we do for you?
So I started making some calls, and I want to role play as the caller, and I want you to tell me that you have it all handled.
Okay.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Okay. So, Bruce, you're gonna be the person, the
Yep,
executor?
that works for you.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, Bruce. My name is Christina Ainsworth, and I'm calling. I live here in Austin, Texas, and I run a business where I help families going through probate. And I just wanted to check in with you and see if there was anything that you needed at this time.
No, Christina, thanks. We got it all handled.
Okay, terrific. Well, I'm glad to hear you have it all handled. I'm guessing what you're referring to is with regards to the legal matters and the attorneys. The business I run actually relates to the real estate. I help people set up estate sales, get rid of personal property, sell the real estate. I can even bring a cash offer to you for the real estate. So what are your plans for the real estate?
I don't know, Christina. I really don't think that we're quite at that place yet. We're just pushing that part of it off, and everything that we have, everything that we're dealing with right now is pretty much covered.
Okay, so you're eventually going to sell. Are you aware that in Texas you can sell the home without going fully through the probate process? You can get that piece of property out and release it. Would that be of benefit to the beneficiaries?
Maybe. I mean, then we'd have to go over there and clean the house out, and honestly, we're not ready to do that yet. But I didn't know that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's an arduous process going through probate and also trying to manage physical property at the same time. I definitely understand that, and that might be where I can help you. As I mentioned, we do estate sales, trash outs, clean outs to help, property preservation. We can get a handyman in there. And I'm more than happy to, assist you in this. Have you been by the property or had someone go near the property that you know?
This is terrible. My Bluetooth is right in the middle of that, what you just said. Jim, take it from here.
Yeah, I mean, we have a neighbor keeping an eye on the house for us who, so I'm not sure that we need anybody to go by the property. What, if you were to go by, what would you do?
Well, I just, would be able to alert you of the condition, and by seeing it, I could give you an estimate of value, tell you what the house could sell for, either retail on the MLS, or what someone could buy it for cash to free up that money and get it to the estate. I live nearby, so I'm happy to just drive by. Is there a way I could get access into the property?
Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned it. I have 3 siblings, and I mean, 2 of us want to sell and the other 2 don't. So, I can't guarantee that we're ready to do anything yet. I don't think we're ready to list it or sign a contract or anything right now until we all can agree.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. I mean, there's certainly a lot to think about. Probably some of your siblings might have different motivations. So why don't I set up an appointment with everyone at 3:00 so I can meet everyone? And at the very least, I can work hard on your end to try and get you an estimate of value. I know a lot of people look on Zillow. It's not always accurate. It really depends on each individual home, and that might help you move forward in some of your decisions. Would 3:00 work for you and your family members?
Yeah, I mean, I'm an hour away. The rest of them are out of state, so you're not going to be able to get all 4 of us together.
Okay. What about a Zoom call? If I could get access to the home and really see what it looks like on the inside, I could present to everyone over a Zoom call later. Would that work for you?
Yeah, I mean, as long as you understand, I mean, I can't promise you that we're ready to do something, but that might actually, it might actually get the 4 of us on the same page if you can give us an idea, of what we could get now versus, renting the place and maybe selling it a year from now and maybe figure what needs to be done in the house, in your opinion. Yeah, I think I could get them to show up for a brief call.
Okay, terrific. All right, well, so can your neighbor let me in then?
Yeah, her name is Phyllis. I've got your number here. I'll text you her phone number. Give me about 15 minutes. I'll let her know you're going to be calling. And she lives directly next door. She's very protective of the house. She was, good friends of my parents. But if I tell her to let you in, and she's always home, I'll make sure you can get access. That'll be fine.
Okay, terrific. And what is her phone number?
I'll text it to you when we hang up, if that's okay.
Okay.
I don't have it in front of me right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
alarm any neighbors, so please let her know I'm coming, and I can even knock on the door. So, yeah,
Okay.
all I want to do is give you guys information so that you can make the best decision, and just help you, because it is an arduous process handling the physical real estate as well as the probate, and that's my business. So I'm glad to meet your acquaintance, and I'll go check at the home and then present to you guys at 3 tomorrow.
Perfect. Appreciate it. Well, I think we can all agree I'm easier than Bruce. Bruce, what comments do you have?
No, that was good. First comment, sorry, I was hearing you and then you were gone. Second comment, and you almost started doing this, don't sell to the sold. So you had an appointment, you had broken through and got some rapport. I'll text you Phyllis's phone number, and then you started presenting again. And you didn't go very long. I thought you were going to go for another couple of minutes, but just realize you've got the appointment. You're going to look at the house. You don't need to continue selling. Great job. Massive improvement on last month. Massive improvement. Good job on building rapport, on handling the we've got it handled objection. I would say that what you needed to focus on a little bit more was digging, just a little bit. There were a couple of I hadn't given you any chinks in the armor yet. Maybe I had. I know Jim did with two of us want to sell, 2 of us don't want to sell. Camp out there a little bit. Are you guys all local? So he had to tell you we're not all local. So you could have asked, are you guys all local? Why would you like to sell? Okay, what are their reasons for holding on to it? Does it make sense to hold on to it? So dig in and kind of camp out there, because he gave you some information that you just had a really surface level of knowledge on that I'd like you to have more knowledge on before you try to sell, before you try to close. Last thing that I would say is we really don't know what the person needs. And any time that you presume to know what they need, and I didn't feel like you did this over the top, but I felt like you presumed to know what they needed a little bit more than you needed to. And if it was me, you're going to push some of that rapport off. You're going to damage a little bit of that rapport that we've built by saying, hey, we can help with this and this and this, without knowing, without having enough knowledge of their situation and what they're going through yet. So it kind of all goes back to the questions again. But a great call, great conversation.
Okay. Yeah, Christina, you were very low key compared to our first caller, but Bruce was low key also. You were kind of doing a pretty good job of matching and mirroring him. I love I actually like the monument of title. You opened with that. That's something, and that would apply to any of our subscribers. I've got it all handled. We have the insurance objection, but okay, great. Well, were you aware, a lot of people aren't, that you don't have to complete the probate process to sell the property? That's a good opening, and a lot of people might not be aware of that. I would echo what Bruce said, though. You were trying to set an appointment with me without knowing if I was the only decision maker, knowing whether I was local or not. It would be a lot smoother if you asked those questions and kind of got to that strategy on your own. But overall, great job.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I'm just I'm making these calls, and I'm the one ending the call, and I'm getting off the call going, if I'm the one ending the call, I didn't ask enough questions. So they could keep talking to me. I mean, even the guy who was like, oh, I'm doing some construction work right now. And I was like, I need to just practice. And then this other woman said, well, we're not going to sell right now. And I didn't even try to go see the house. And I guess that's what maybe I don't know the mechanics is. I just figure, hey, well, let me go check out the condition of your home for you. And then set the appointment. But what I've heard Chad do before is he's trying to do it all at once. And I don't know. I mean, I'm just, faking it till I make it out there.
Yeah, and we're all doing that to some extent. If you don't have it, have our seller interview sheet next to you. Always have, when you feel like you're letting go too soon. We don't believe in scripts. We want you to follow the conversation, but it's not a bad idea to to have a half a dozen extra questions just sitting there to kind of keep the conversation going. Even if you ask a question that you don't really want or need the answer to, it'll keep them talking long enough that you can think of another good question.
Okay.
So
Yep.
arm yourself with more questions than you need going in.
So,
Yeah.
and Christina, this is going to be a benefit to everybody. If you are ending the conversation and you feel like you haven't asked for an appointment yet and you've kind of exhausted the couple of topics that you guys have covered so far, I've got this concept that I like to refer to as a conversational gate, like GATE, like you open a gate and drive through it or walk through it. And it's essentially what you use. It's a request for permission to take a conversation into a level that it hasn't been in so far. So it might be right in the beginning of the conversation where you say, look, I don't know if what I do is going to benefit you or not. Could we take 60 seconds and kind of go over that and let you decide? So that's a gate where once they've given you permission, you've got yourself 60 seconds. Another gate is, do you mind if I tell you why I offer what I offer? Okay, it's weird if you just dive in to start telling them your history and your story and all of why you do what you do and what you get out of it, but not if they've given you permission. So that's a gate. And another gate would be, could I make you a proposal? All right, these are all gates where you're asking permission in the conversation, and it pushes you through into a different realm. It pushes you through into a place where you can pitch something, or you can take it somewhere that it just hasn't naturally progressed. But I would always ask that permission to go there first.
Okay. Yeah, that's all new. That's a new frontier, Bruce. I appreciate it. I'll have to work on it.
Open the gate and explore a whole new frontier. I like the visual. You could do that with your clients and individually.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for bravely stepping up. We appreciate it. All right, take care. We got 3 more in the queue. We had a couple of people drop out. I think the first 2 were just so good we may have scared them away. Next up is phone number ending in 7699. You're up next.
Hi, that's me. This is Leslie.
Hey, Leslie.
Can I go ahead and get started?
Sure.
Yes,
You want to? Go ahead.
Do you want to be the executor or the agent/investor?
Oh, I'll be the agent/investor.
Okay. Are you an agent or an investor or both?
I'm an investor.
Okay. Perfect. Do you want to role play with me or Jim?
I'll do with Jim.
Okay, perfect. And is there any particular objection you want me to come up with, or just kind of see how it goes?
I guess something around, kind of similar to the last conversation, or saying, oh, I need to talk to family, or I need to talk to my kids, or something along those lines.
We call that an appeal to a higher authority, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, call me, Leslie.
All right. Ring, ring.
Hey, hello.
Hi there. Is this Jim? Hi there. Hi, Jim. My name is Leslie. I'm with a local organization that helps families going through the probate process. And we provide a lot of different services that help people in situations like yours. And so I
appreciate it. We just paid an attorney like $3,000, so we just hired somebody to take care of it. But I appreciate the call.
Oh, yeah, I understand. Well, so the interesting thing is that a lot of times people are working with attorneys. The attorneys can kind of take the process about 25% of the way, and then we can step in and help out with the remaining 75% of the process.
Sure. Can I give you my attorney's number? Do you want to call him?
Well, our service is more along the lines of just helping you and your family through the process with any questions you may have, or if there's anything specific to assets such as real estate, we can help coordinate that process. We have a wide range of, in our network of servicers that can help with planning estate sales or cleaning out the property, or offering you various options for either selling the property on the MLS, or we can just, we have people we work with who will buy the property as is. So I was wondering is there real estate in the estate at this time?
Yeah, there is, but again, I probably would need to check with my attorney. I don't think we can actually do anything yet to sell it. We just hired him last week.
Okay. Well, actually, did you know that you can coordinate the transaction of the sale prior to going through the probate process?
Well, I'm pretty sure he told us just to hold off and not do anything until we heard back from him.
Okay. Well, there are a lot of things that we can do even if you're not sure if you want to move through with the process, there are other things that we can help you coordinate, such as making sure that there's vacancy insurance on the property and changing out the locks and, making sure that someone's cutting the grass so it doesn't look totally overgrown. And there's all kinds of things like that we can assist you with just to make sure that the property is still in good shape.
Okay. We have a neighbor keeping an eye on the property. I mean, what would, I'm not sure if we need it, but what would this cost us?
Oh, it's free of charge. So our service is basically just that we help coordinate you or connect you with the people who would facilitate those services. But just our assistance and our guidance is free of charge. We're here to help.
Okay. All right. I think I'd like to check with my attorney, and I've got a brother that that is going to own the house with me, so I think I'd like to check with both of them. And why don't you give me a call back in a week or so?
A week? Okay. If you don't mind me asking, is your brother in-state or out-of-state, local?
No, he's in California.
He's in California. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it sounds like you need to talk to him. Does he have any interest, as far as you know, in keeping the property?
No, I don't think so. I think, Mom and Dad let it go, towards the end of their lives, and it's not in great shape. And I think we just want to sell it when we're able to split the proceeds and, kind of move on.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Well, if it's kind of let it go and it needs some repairs, that's something that we can definitely help with. Like I said, we've got a lot of really great connections, and if you're interested, we, a lot of times we'll partner with homeowners to help repair the property and get it up into good shape so that they can sell it if they want to or do whatever they want with the property. But our role is just, basically working with you guys to figure out what makes the most sense.
And then why would you do this? Are you like a nonprofit? I mean, how do you get paid?
We don't get paid through this service specifically. This is mostly just to connect people with other people within our referral network.
All right. Well, again, let me check with my attorney and check with my brother. And you want to leave your name and number? You want to call me back in a week or so? What do you prefer?
Yeah. So my name is Leslie, and my number is 512-333-1948.
Okay. Perfect. All right, Leslie, I will check with my brother, and if you don't hear from me, give me a call back in a week.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for your time, Jim. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, have a great day. Bye.
You too.
Great job asking questions towards the end, especially. Great job asking questions. Jim gave you an amazing opportunity that I guarantee most people missed. Do you want me to give you my attorney's phone number? And that sounded like a blow-off. I am taking that every single time. Every time. And so Jim was relatively upbeat, pretty Jim-like. So good job matching and mirroring. But when he said, "Can I connect you with my attorney?" Yes, that would be amazing. Now, I don't know what your attorney's necessarily handling for you. Can you kind of fill me in on what they're doing for you at this point? Okay. So I want to take that attorney, and then the other thing I believe that you could have done is kind of defined what the conversation was going to be like a little bit more after that, where you it felt, and I'm sure you had a plan for this, but it felt like you were meandering through and kind of grasping at some straws to try to keep the conversation going and maybe pull an appointment or something out, where in reality, and I'm sure it would have felt like that to Jim as well, in reality, you probably could have just said, look, what we do might fit perfectly with the attorney. I'm just not sure. So, yeah, it'd be wonderful if maybe we could talk with the attorney. And could we take another couple of minutes and just kind of define some of what we do and see if you think either now or in the future it might be a benefit to you. So I want you to kind of take control and put some parameters around the conversation so that Jim's not like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Where are we going with this conversation? And then last, I don't believe that many prospects are ever going to give you the courtesy of saying, how do you get paid or what do you do? I think that the second you have? Okay.
Yeah,
I've heard it before. For everyone that asks, I think 10 people wonder.
Yeah.
And those 10 that wonder don't ask, but the longer they go without understanding what you get out of a deal, the less they trust you. So there comes a point where either they're asking or you think that at least it's a question in their mind where you need to go ahead and define what you do. And if you haven't defined yourself as a nonprofit and you have said, I don't get a benefit, I don't believe you. And if I'm a prospect, I don't believe you. And that immediately, if I don't believe you, I'm not going to do business with you. I don't want to use anyone that you're referring to me. So tell him what you get. He asked you what you get. Okay, so what I do is how I put bread on my table is I sell real estate or I buy real estate, whatever you do. And ultimately, I know that a lot of people aren't quite ready to pull the trigger on real estate yet. So here's what I'm willing to do and offer you for free to earn the right to have that real estate conversation when the time is right. And that's when you go into the extra services again. You can kind of repeat those services again. And now they know what you get out of it and what they get out of it. So once they're asking that question, whether it's silently in their head or vocally to you, you need to go ahead and clearly and directly define what your benefit is.
Right. And I asked that question because I felt like if I didn't know, the situation, I felt like you were kind of vague about what you could really do for me. And so I kind of asked that question, well, I don't know, but what does this cost? I might not have asked that if you were more specific about what you could do for me. And a good way to do it, rather than go into your spiel of all the different ways you can help, just give them examples. A lot of the people I talk to say the biggest issue they have is there's a house full of stuff. Is that an issue for you? Now, you did towards the end ask me if there was real estate and if I wanted to sell it. So, and then I volunteered that, yeah, I did. So that would have been a good time to say, is the house secure? Can I change the locks? Is it occupied? Is it empty? You could have gotten into some specifics about the house, and you could have used examples of the most common ways that you can help people, regardless of whether you want a quick sale or, you want top dollar. Many of our clients find the biggest issue is they just got a house full of stuff and they need help trying to figure out what to do with it. Is that an issue for you? So volunteer to them. Give them a reason why they need for you to show up and go out there. And I didn't have – your answers were kind of a broad stroke of there's a lot of different ways I can help you, but I felt like it would have been like Bruce said, I might have trusted you a little more if you'd just given me one specific example of how you could help me. Okay? Great job, though.
Yep.
Excellent job. You're very comfortable on the phone. You're going to do very well with this. Thank you for stepping up.
Thank you.
Okay. Perfect timing. We got two more in the queue. Next up is phone number ending in 5528. You're up next. Are you there? 5528. Looks like Justin, area code 770.
Oh, sorry, I had you on mute. Hey,
that's
Justin.
okay. That's what I figured.
With Bruce.
Going to go right into the call. He's calling you, Bruce.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me? Yeah, this is Justin. I'm trying to get in touch with Bruce.
Yeah, this is Bruce. Who's this?
Hey, Bruce. Yes, this is Justin. I'm a probate specialist out in the area. I just wanted to reach out to you. I'm aware that you're currently representing an estate right now. Just wanted to call and see how the process is going so far.
It literally just started last week, so not going at all.
Yeah, no, I can understand. That's actually what we do. We like to reach out pretty early in the process. I know it's not the easiest thing to get through. So what do you see in the near future being a challenge for you?
I don't know. First time through it, I don't know what I'm doing, so why don't you tell me?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I can at least let you know, usually the representatives that we help out, the biggest obstacle turns out to be either the real estate or the personal property that fills the real estate. So are you faced with any of those obstacles yet?
Yeah, I mean, not yet, but yeah, I'm going to have to do that. I don't know if we're going to sell, though, or not.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm assuming you're probably getting calls about the house and everything. That's a bit different from what we do. You may have received a letter from me. I can kind of just give you an outline of how we're able to help out in this community. So, like I said, the process isn't the easiest.
I did get a lot of letters. I did get a lot of letters. I'm not 100% sure if I got one from you or not. But so you're not trying to buy the house?
No, so it really depends on your family's goals. We do actually help a lot of families with their real estate. In fact, that's actually how I put bread on my table. But I know it's in the probate process, the last thing you want to do is go through all of these decisions at once. So we're actually here to provide resources first to see how we can help better. So whether that's estate sales companies, sorry, you can hear my baby in the background. I'm actually on the way to meet with the family now, but it really just depends on your family's goals. Are you guys, I know it's in the beginning of the process, but have you guys met yet? I'm assuming there's other family members or heirs that you have to discuss with.
Actually, it's just me and my wife.
Okay, awesome. Well, that makes it a lot simpler and easier to actually communicate. So you said that you weren't ready to sell or anything, which, that's fine. I completely understand that. What's you guys' goals with the personal property in the estate? Is that something that you're clearing out now or planning on donating or anything?
Gosh, that's where it gets hard. I mean, Dad, I got a lot of stuff in the house that has some sentimental value. I don't know if it's worth anything, and I don't even know if I want to keep the stuff, but it's going to be hard to get rid of that stuff. I'm not even sure I'm ready to go in there and figure it out yet.
Yeah, listen, Bruce, I first want to let you know you're not alone in this. I know a lot of families that we help out, that's one of the obstacles there, is just going through the things that bring up memories and just figuring out what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. Sounds like we could help a bit. I don't want to be too forward, but is it crazy if we meet maybe sometime this week to sit down, discuss with you and your wife how we're able to help a little bit further and get the process going for you?
Maybe, but I don't know. I don't know how you can help. What is it that you do?
Yeah, sure. Well, first things first, with the house being filled with personal property, I first want to at least reach out to some of the resources I have to see what's the best option for dealing with those things. And, of course, like I said, it really comes down to what you guys want to do with it. But at least I want to get you guys in the front of the line. So that way, when you have the ball rolling, I know the courthouse is a bit delayed now, but we like to be proactive in the situation. That way you're not taking 6-12 months to actually finish out the process here. So we can help with quite a few things. Sounds like the first thing we're going to help with is the personal property and putting the plan together and putting some dates on certain things. Is maybe Friday 1 p.m. good for you, or are you looking for something more in the morning?
Like this week? I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I think I could meet. I'm just not sure I'm ready yet. I don't really want to put dates on anything yet.
Yeah, definitely. I can understand. It sounds like it's a lot going on. Sounds like you're not really ready to make a lot of decisions right now, right?
Right.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. So with that being said, I mean, that's the reason why we like to be proactive. I mean, I hate for you to have to be stuck with this situation for a year or so. That's where we come in. We help save families a lot of money with getting the process going and also just providing resources, because I've been there myself, and I was just lucky enough to be in real estate at the time to actually have resources. But I'm assuming, are you getting any help from anyone else, like a probate attorney or a real estate agent or anything?
Well, we opened probate on our own. I bet I'm gonna need a probate attorney. This is a lot of paperwork I got to fill out. And no, I don't have a real estate agent. I'm not even 100% sure we're gonna sell. Right.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that'll be the second thing. I can actually have my attorney reach out that helps out. He'll take care of you just like we will. He'll reach out sometime today or tomorrow just to kind of go over what your unique situation is, to see if there's anything that they can help with. But along with that, like I said, we like to get the ball rolling a little bit early to be proactive. I know it's something that you really don't want to decide on now. So with the letter, I'm sure you've probably seen a few things that we do, or I'm sure you can probably dig it up in the other emails or letters and postcards you got. Feel free to reach out to us if anything does come up. I don't want to push you to make a decision now, but we're definitely here to help out if you do run across.
Okay, good.
All right, awesome. Well, Bruce, I'll reach out to you maybe sometime next week just to see if there's anything that does come up. And like I said, with the letter, just hold on to that. That way you can have my contact information. And I'll have the probate attorney reach out to you sometime today or tomorrow. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, awesome. Well,
who's the attorney going to be?
Sure, yeah, definitely. He deals with a lot of probate cases out in this area. His name's John Doe. And
Okay.
like I said, I'm going to send you an email with my information just so you can see a little bit more about what we do. And I'm sure he'll be able to answer any questions you have as far as the legal side of things. But like I said, I'll reach out to you in a week or so just to see how things are going. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
All righty. I guess we could cut there. I got lost.
Right.
I couldn't get
Good.
the appointment.
Good. All right, Jim?
Yeah, I will start by saying you sound very natural. You're obviously not scripted. One thing that sounded unnatural in the very beginning when you said, I'm Justin out in the area, it was kind of like, this is Justin from Earth. I probably, I know that's probably how you talk, very casual, but I probably would say, hey, this is Justin. I'm a probate specialist in Southern California, Southern Texas, just out of the area. Just sounded way too vague. You might be speaking to somebody. You might be speaking to somebody in Nebraska, and the property's in your market. So he's not sure what area or why you're calling.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'd be a little more specific about what area. I was kind of impressed when the baby started crying that you said, I've got. You can hear the baby in the background. And then you said I'm on the way to an appointment. I thought, wait a minute, he brings his babies to him. What's up?
So I'm at another appointment right now, so we have to.
Exactly. But one thing I've never heard anybody start an alternative close or a question with would it be crazy? And I actually kind of like that. Would it be crazy for us to go ahead and set an appointment to get together? I mean, that's really reducing it to the ridiculous. He might not still want to do it, but it's probably not crazy. At the end there, I like the way that and one thing you did that we were talking with the last caller, when you met obstructions, you started digging for at least one specific way that you could help, which was the stuff in the house, which is probably the most common denominator, and it's one that often will work. And then when that wasn't working at the end, I liked your remark about avoiding pain. The last thing I want to see is for you to be stuck with this for a year or so. And you weren't real specific how it could be a year or so, but I think it would put in the client's mind like, no, man, I don't want that either. If I want to avoid being stuck with this for a year or so, I'm going to talk to this guy. And then at the end, initially, I felt like you were giving up too soon, but I liked the fact that you closed with an appointment to talk to the attorney. And I assume that you were providing some value there. And as soon as possible, after you confirmed that the attorney spoke to him and left a favorable impression, you're probably going to call back, right, and say, hey, I just wanted to follow up, make sure you were able to get a hold of the attorney and, make sure he was able to be helpful. And, so it might have just been a segue to go on rather than try to get it all accomplished in one conversation. Is that what you typically would do in a situation like that?
Yes, that's right. That's actually a recent situation where I had to get an attorney to call first, trying to build my own trustworthiness as well.
Yeah, and make sure John Doe it does a good job. Make sure you actually have a good John Doe that's going to leave a favorable impression, or it might have the opposite effect. That's all I got, Bruce.
I love the would it be crazy if. That's what Jim started with. I started using that multiple years ago, and of all people that I started using it on, I started using it on my wife because she was notorious for saying no to everything I asked for. And I was like, well, if they're going to say no to everything that I ask for, I'm going to ask a question, give them make no a positive. So would it be crazy if? Amazing question. You probably hadn't gone far enough along in the conversation to know whether I was a no type of person yet, but still a really, really powerful question. I'll echo what Jim said. You might have given up on the appointment just a little bit too soon. So what I would do is I would take a step back. I would validate the person's objection. So I said I'm not sure I want to put dates on things right now. I don't want to define things right now. I would validate it and then practice an active listening technique where you just repeat back what they said in your own words. I completely understand. It sounds like you really don't want to define things just yet. You're probably not ready, right? Get a yes. And I would have easily said yes to that. And then you say, I'll tell you what, what we find a lot of people do is they really get stuck in probate for sometimes 8, 9 months, sometimes even longer than a year. And it's mainly just because they don't have a plan. And I know you're working on your time frame and don't want to assign dates. Do you think it would be beneficial, or would it be crazy if you could pull that out again? Would it be crazy to think that maybe we could get together in the next week or two and at least let me give you a list of things that you're going to want to do when the time comes that you start the process? And try for that close again. I think I would have given it to you again if you would have validated me, practiced active listening and sort of repeated back what I said in your own words, and then circled back and asked in a different way. Otherwise, super crazy natural. I assumed that when you said in the area, it was probably just because you didn't want to say what city you were in on the phone. So right. I figured that you just didn't want to show your cards to everybody else listening to the call. But I thought it was a great call.
Thank you.
Great job, buddy. Thank you, Justin. We have one more in the queue, and we've got about 10, 15 minutes, guys, so hopefully we can finish strong here. Last up is phone number ending in 4319. You're up last.
Hey, Jim and Bruce, Carlos Evans. I'm a real estate agent, and I want to be the agent, and I'll give Jim a shot on this one.
All right. Fire away. Give me a call, Carlos. Anything,
okay.
Carlos, before we start, anything in particular that you want to practice?
Well, I'm not necessarily making calls, so, I'm just trying to get the calling jitters out, so okay. Just going to give it a go.
I'll randomly be a typical executor then. Go ahead and call me.
Okay. Ring, ring.
Hey. Hello.
Hi, I was calling for Jim.
Yeah, this is Jim. Who's this?
Hey, Jim. My name is Carlos Evans. I'm a local real estate agent, and I understand that you may or may not be the personal representative for an estate. And I was just reaching out to you because I've put together a team of professionals, and we actually help folks going through the probate process, and just wanted to see if there was anything that I could do to actually help you and your family.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We're not really ready to sell yet, and I think my sister has a friend that's a realtor that we'll probably go with, when we are ready.
Sure. No, I completely understand, Jim. So are you and your family pretty much committed to selling the property, or are you?
Yeah, I think so, yes.
In that process?
Yeah, we do need to sell it. There's 5 of us, and we really need to sell it to split up the proceeds. And none of us want to live there. None of us are local enough to want to keep or manage the house. So yeah, we're going to sell it. But like I said, I don't think we're ready yet. We just got started, and I think we pretty much have an agent already. But I appreciate the call, Carlos.
No worries, Jim. And before I let you go here, just to let you know, we actually do a little bit more than just the standard listing properties. We actually specialize with helping sellers like yourself going through the probate process. So, for instance, if you needed clean out crews for the property or securing the property as far as changing locks or making minor improvements to the property, and even disposing of personal property. So I know that you guys said that you have an agent. However, these are services that you're going to have to deal with. And is there anything that maybe I could discuss with taking off of your plate? I mean, what are some?
Well, I mean, you'd be willing to do. Yeah, you'd be willing to do that even if we don't list with you?
Well, again, Jim, you guys have 5 folks, and I think most likely it's important to make sure that you guys can sell it for the most money, unless you're gonna just, leave some equity on the table. I would say that these services are going to have to be done. Either it's going to be done by you and your family remotely, or is your agent going to kind of do those services for you?
I didn't even mention it, honestly. I think my sister spoke to her, but I don't think it came up.
So, Jim, why don't we do this? I know that you said that your family is in agreement to selling the property. I know that you're not necessarily there, but is there a way that maybe I could schedule to get by and take a look at the property? And then what we could do is maybe even set up a Zoom call with the family and discuss what's best for you. Is there any time that I can maybe get by and gain access to the property this week?
Yeah, and what would be your main purpose in going by? What would you be doing?
Yeah, just to kind of give you an idea as to what it would actually take to prep the property for sale. I mean, I don't know if there's items in the property. When's the last time that you've kind of gone through the home?
Oh, it's been years. Last time we were there, it was pretty cluttered. It was pretty bad shape. So it's been 3 or 4 years since I've been there.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can help you as far as cleaning out the property with anything that you guys don't necessarily want. And if there are items that you want to sell as far as personal property, either disposing or being able to sell those items to make sure that you can actually put those funds into the estate. And if there's minor repairs as far as, if you need the paint or make some changes to make sure that you can actually sell it for more money. So those would be some of the things that I'd be able to share with you and your family.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. It's a possibility. Why don't I talk to my siblings and I'll get back to you?
Okay, not a problem.
What's a good time to, maybe I'll give you a call in a week or so. Let me check with everybody.
Sure. I can definitely give you my information too, Jim. Is there a number that is there an email address that maybe I can send some information out to you and then we could plan on following up? Do you think you might be able to talk to them over the weekend and maybe we could just have a follow-up call on Monday?
Yeah, you can. I'll talk to them over the weekend. It's jim@greatexecutor.com, and I'll talk to them over the weekend. Give me a call back on Monday.
Okay. And Jim, just if you had a pen handy, I'd like to just give you my information as well.
Sure. Go ahead. Got it.
Okay. Carlos Evans, local real estate agent, 210-4319.
Perfect. All right. Appreciate it, Carlos. Nice talking to you. Take care.
Thank you for your time. Bye.
Okay. Bruce, I have some input, but you go first, please.
Okay. All right. So right out of the gate, I think you probably pigeonholed yourself into a specific type of conversation, a real estate conversation, by calling yourself an agent. Yep. Okay. I really liked that you used the word because, and a lot of you that have listened to me before know that I'm a big fan of telling people the because behind my call. You did go a little bit long. You said I'm calling because, and then you started pretty much immediately describing your services without really any input or permission or buy-in from Jim.
Sure.
So I would just kind of shorten that summary of your services up a little bit before you dive into the elevator pitch, and try to get some kind of a buy-in from Jim or buy-in from the prospect to go further into the conversation. I thought that I took a bunch of notes, forgive me here, but I thought that you shifted. You had an amazing shift after Jim hit you with the objection of, hey, we already have a real estate agent picked. Good job not completely caving there. That's a tough objection to handle, and the shift and the validation was awesome. I would have asked where the executors lived, or not the executors, but he said, hey, none of us are local enough. Okay, so you could have really camped out there. Oh, where do you guys live? How about your siblings? I guess and then make some empathic statements, kind of really draw out the pain of having to drive in and out of the area and make these decisions. Okay. Last thing is I want you to pull a if I would blank, would you? Or if this, then that. That's a closing technique that you're going to want to use when somebody hits you with the agent. You know, I understand you guys are pretty committed to an agent. Is that to say that if somebody made you a really great offer that netted you more money, that you'd still stick with them? So if I could get you more money, if I could make your process easier, or if this way you're not even necessarily to you. If someone gave you a better offer, the agent you've picked so far. Okay. Once they give you a yes, then it gives you a door to get back in, and now you have a reason to continue that conversation a little deeper.
Perfect. And I will ditto to everything Bruce said. Right away, you put your real estate hat on. You never want to do that. You want to just be, you want to be Carlos, the guy that, helps people that have inherited property. And I will tell you, at the end there, If you had asked me one more time for an appointment, I was going to say, well, you know what, my sister's pretty pushy, and I wouldn't mind getting a second opinion. Yeah, come on over. But you only ask once, and I didn't say my best friend is a realtor or somebody we've used before. I just said, my sister talked to somebody, and you ask a good question, did they offer all these services? And I said, no, I don't think so. So I think you had an opening there to try one or two more times. It was really a soft, I've got an agent. It wasn't a real hard one. So I think you probably gave up just a little bit too easy. And like Bruce said, hey, would it be crazy if we got together and I just give you a second opinion? Or, if, why don't we go ahead and get together? It wouldn't hurt to have a second opinion, would it? If you had done that, I was ready to give you the appointment. You just gave up a little bit too quick.
Okay. No, I appreciate that.
Great job, Carlos. I appreciate it. I'll tell you what, I appreciate all of you guys today. Bruce, you and I didn't even have to be on the hot seat. We had 5 people that stepped up and were willing to be the agent investor. So I want to thank each of you who showed up today. We had a great attendance. I want to thank particularly the 5 of you who actively participated. And I hope you heard one thing on this call that inspired you. I want to challenge you. Just take one thought, one idea, one thing that inspired you, go out and put it into practice, and come back tomorrow for our mastermind call at 1 o'clock and share your results with the group. Thank you so much, guys. Be productive, be safe, and we will talk to you 1 o'clock tomorrow. Take care, everybody.